Welcome to Beyond the Implant, a 10-part series sponsored by Straumann, brought to you by Global Dental Media. Discover the latest advancements and gain the knowledge to make informed decisions about your smile transformation. Subscribe now. Over to the episode.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving into the world of mini dental implants today.
Absolutely.
And whether you're here because you're thinking about replacing a single tooth, or maybe you need to stabilize your dentures,
Right.
or any other reason that you might need implants, you're probably realizing there's a ton of info out there.
There is a lot to consider.
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming.
It can be.
But that is why we are here to help you sift through it all and break down what really matters
Absolutely.
when it comes to mini implants.
That's right.
So, okay, let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Mini implants, are they seriously just like miniature versions of regular implants?
Well, it's a good way to think about it.
Got it.
Imagine a traditional implant, like a big, strong oak tree. Those roots go deep.
I gotcha.
A mini implant, it's more like a bamboo shoot, slender, but still very strong.
Interesting.
And both of them are rooted in the jawbone through this process called osseointegration.
Osseointegrate.
Yeah, that's where the titanium post actually fuses right to the bone.
So they both actually become part of the bone.
That's right.
Gotcha. Okay, but they're different sizes, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
How much smaller are we talking here?
Think about the thickness of a pencil lead.
Wow.
That's about the size of a mini implant.
Okay.
Traditional implants can be 2 or 3 times wider.
So that size difference, that's got to be important.
It's huge. It means mini implants might be an option even if you don't have a lot of bone density.
That's a big deal because I know bone loss is like a deal breaker for a lot of people when it comes to traditional implants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As we get older, it's natural for our bone density to decline.
Makes sense?
And that can make traditional implants a challenge, but mini implants, they can often be placed without needing bone grafting.
So you're saying people who thought implants were completely off the table,
Right.
now they might actually have a chance.
Exactly. New possibilities.
That's really cool. So less invasive, that's a big plus.
Definitely.
But what about the surgery itself?
Right.
I mean, is it as intense as it sounds?
Good news there.
Okay.
Mini implants are usually placed using minimally invasive techniques.
Minimally invasive.
Yeah. Smaller incisions, less discomfort,
Okay.
and you recover faster.
Like how much faster are we talking?
You could be back to your normal routine the next day.
Seriously, the next day?
It's possible.
Wow. Okay. So less invasive, faster recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, if it's smaller and the procedure is less intense, does that mean it's cheaper too?
Generally, yes.
Okay.
Because it's a simpler procedure and the implants themselves are smaller mini implants, often cost less than traditional implants.
That makes them a more affordable solution for a lot of people.
It does.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Less invasive, faster recovery, potentially cheaper. Are there any downsides?
Well,
Like, what about how long these mini implants last?
you're right to think about that.
Yeah.
While they are cost-effective and convenient, mini implants are often used differently than traditional implants.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, sometimes they're used for immediate denture stabilization.
Denture stabilization.
Yeah, it's kind of like adding snap-on buttons to hold dentures in place.
So they work with dentures. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how long do those snaps actually last?
Well, the lifespan can vary. Everybody's different.
Sure.
But with good care and maintenance, mini implants can provide stable support for dentures for years.
Okay, good to know. But what about if you want to replace just a single tooth? Can mini implants do that too?
They can, but this is where it gets interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
There are different kinds of mini implants.
Okay.
Some of them use a ball and socket system.
A ball and socket?
Yep. There's a ball-shaped part on the implant,
Okay.
and it connects to a socket in the crown.
So it's like a tiny little joint in your mouth.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It allows for a little movement, which is good for dentures.
Right.
But for a single tooth, your dentist might suggest a different kind of mini implant.
Okay.
Or even a traditional one. It just depends on where it is and how much force it needs to handle.
Makes sense. All right, before we wrap up, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive on mini implants?
I'd say the most important thing is to talk to a qualified dentist.
Yeah.
They can look at your specific needs, your oral health, and help you figure out the best solution.
Right, whether it's mini implants, traditional implants, or something else entirely.
Exactly.
Great advice. Okay, well, thank you so much for diving deep with us into the world of mini implants. This has been super helpful.
It was my pleasure.
And for everyone listening, remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
Especially when it comes to your health.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we'll catch you on our next deep dive. Keep learning.
And keep smiling!
Bye, everybody.